Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Roman Sabers, and today I've got another lightsaber comparison video for you. We are comparing a 89Sabers K4v2 and a Roman Props MK1. This is Obi Wan's lightsaber during A New Hope. Now if you're new to the channel, I do install these lightsabers and review them on the channel. For this sake of the video, we are just comparing the empty hilts and the accuracies between the two of them. Now please like, comment, and subscribe, help the channel a lot, and I'll greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get to it. So first off, we notice that the weight is a bit different. So the MK1 from Roman Props is a lot heavier than the 89Sabers, and this one's actually already installed, so even then, this is still a lot heavier than this. Now, the Roman Props comes weathered, and this one has become clean, and so it's very, very nice. From top to bottom, the emitter section is very similar in design, so you have the holes in the emitter and the weathered, and then the chrome plated and the same holes in the emitter, which is very nice. Now, sizing with the emitter looks very, very similar. So it almost word for word, like copy-paste type stuff. It's very similar. When the first, I guess, difference that we notice is this little section here. So you'll see here in the MK1 that it has a straight lip that just goes straight out almost 90 degrees, and then it's also loose, and that's accurate. Now, the 89Sabers version has a little lip that's like a curve. It's like almost 20 degrees or 120 degrees from the flushness of the thing. And that's because they use just a different grenade section for the manufacturing stance of it. Now, it's still technically accurate to what the grenade would be, but it's not accurate to what A New Hope used. That's the first inaccuracy. Now, this also doesn't have the wording on it. The 89Sabers has words on it, which I don't know if is technically accurate or not, but it has like what it was actually used for on it. And so next up would be the grenade section. Now the grenade section here is very similar. They're very almost identical. Of course, one's weathered and one is not, but it feels almost exactly the same. Now the weathered version actually feels a lot more smoother than the one that's, I guess, just anodized and stuff, which is just the clear black. Also, for comparison's sake, I don't have the D-ring in here, but it's at the correct 5 o'clock position. So if you go, for those that don't know, your accuracy on the clocking of this. So this is your 12 o'clock. Your D-ring should be at your 5 o'clock position. So not quite 6, but 5. And so I clocked it correctly on this for the sake of the video. The way that the Pummel works is you can just unscrew it and rotate it however you want. So for the sake of this video, I don't have the greeblies on this one because I haven't installed this one yet. On 89Sabers, these are actually plunger buttons. On A New Hope version, they're actually missing a washer here, but and then it has the washer on this one. So that's just an accuracy thing. For as first built for the 89Sabers one, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty nice. This one does not have them, but you can design them to be accurate and not as plungers, but just static. Now, moving on, the Graflex Clamp. This one has a satin clamp, which isn't technically accurate. It should be like a reflective, almost, or not reflective, a matte type color to the, or finish to the Graflex Clamp. And so it's very, very different to what it actually is in the prop. Now, versus the Roman Props, it's definitely the matte color, but it's also been weathered, so you can't really see it terribly well, but it's definitely there. Now you can tell what originally it was supposed to look like because the finish on the card here is supposed to be like this color originally, which is not quite what the satin is. With the 89Sabers, this is also the satin color or finish on it, and so it's not as accurate. All right, moving on to the booster section. Now the booster section is this section here, and it's made from a engine booster or whatever. But oh no, it's a gun booster. But the thing here is that these are very deep grooves. That's the one thing I would like to mention, is that they're very, very deep. They're weathered, they're very deep, they're also thinner, and they're very, very nice. Versus 89Sabers, they're definitely machined something similar, but not quite. They're thicker than the MK1, and they're not as deep. And so it kind of adds a less coherent look to the accurate prop. Next up is the threading for the pommel. Now, the 89Sabers one, since I already have it here, it's threaded directly to the booster section, so you don't have any threading exposed, which is fine. It's good for install and I guess canon accuracy. But to movie accuracy, you want the threading exposed because the sync knob threading to the booster section is not as much, and so you have that threading that's exposed, which is correct. Which actually makes this saber, I think, a bit taller. Yeah, just by a smidge, just by a hair. But Anyways, moving on to this section. So this section comes in three parts. You have a shell, you have this like over the top part, and then you have this bottom pommel part. Now, for those that don't know, this is actually a sync knob from a 1950s, 1960s sync. And so yeah, you can choose from for Roman Props, you can choose hot or cold. For this one, I chose cold because blue. But yeah, versus 89Sabers has no marks, and this is where your hidden vented pommel would be. So that ring here, instead of having blue and having the cold or hot on it, it's just stampless and has your vented pommel there. Now, for those that are curious about, oh, well, you don't have a vented pommel, where does the sound come from? Your sound primarily comes from your Graflex Clamp. Your speaker will be hidden inside your Graflex Clamp, and it'll come through these little holes, which is nice. It'll be almost louder in person. But yeah, that kind of concludes the comparison between an MK1 from Roman Props and the 89Sabers K4v2. Now, price-wise, you're looking at this one to be $225 or $275 if you want it weathered, and this one is $325 weathered. He does have clean kits that are a bit cheaper, but I don't remember how much those cost specifically. Of course, if you're looking for accuracy, it does come with a cost, but it's definitely worth it. I hope this video was insightful. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you know what saber you want to buy and what accuracies you can look for when purchasing a saber. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the force be with you.